TOEFL English practice, April 2, 2026. Today's news stories. Story 1. Trump signals end to Iran war within weeks. President Donald Trump has announced that the United States could end military operations against Iran within 2 to 3 weeks, claiming that the mission's primary objective has been achieved. The announcement comes as negotiations with Tehran are reportedly gaining strength, though the president has not ruled out further escalation should diplomatic efforts falter. Had more seasoned diplomatic channels been utilized from the outset, analysts argue the conflict might not have resulted in the most severe oil shock the world has experienced in decades. Story 2. Global economy faces unprecedented oil crisis. The world economy is grappling with what economists describe as the most severe oil shock in decades, with Brent crude prices surging more than 60% in March alone. The Strait of Hormuz, through which 20% of global seaborne oil normally flows, remains largely paralyzed as daily vessel traffic has plummeted from over 100 ships to fewer than 5. Should the strait remain at a standstill for several more months, experts warn it could become a systemic problem for the entire global economy, potentially triggering widespread recession. Story 3. Renewable energy reaches historic milestone. In a groundbreaking development for climate action, renewable energy sources grew to comprise nearly 50% of global electricity capacity in 2025, driven primarily by an unprecedented solar expansion. The milestone represents a pivotal shift in the world's energy landscape, with solar installations alone accounting for the majority of new capacity additions. Were this trajectory to continue, clean energy could dominate global power generation within the next decade, fundamentally transforming how nations approach energy security. Advanced vocabulary. Never. First word, falter, a verb meaning to lose strength or momentum. Example, Trump has not ruled out further escalation should diplomatic efforts falter. Second word, grappling, a verb meaning struggling to deal with or overcome something difficult. Example, the world economy is grappling with the most severe oil shock in decades. Third word, surging, a verb meaning rising suddenly and powerfully. Example, Brent crude prices surging more than 60% in March alone. Fourth word, paralyzed, an adjective meaning rendered unable to function normally. Example, the Strait of Hormuz remains largely paralyzed. Fifth word, plummeted, a verb meaning dropped or decreased rapidly and dramatically. Example, daily vessel traffic has plummeted from over 100 ships to fewer than 5. Sixth word, systemic, an adjective meaning affecting an entire system rather than individual parts. Example, it could become a systemic problem for the entire global economy. Seventh word, groundbreaking, an adjective meaning innovative or pioneering. Example, in a groundbreaking development for climate. Eighth word, trajectory, a noun meaning the path or direction of development. Example, were this trajectory to continue, clean energy could dominate global power generation. Grammar focus. First grammar pattern, conditional with should, also known as formal conditional. For example, should diplomatic efforts falter, Trump has not ruled out escalation. This structure places should at the beginning of the clause to express a future possibility in formal writing, equivalent to if diplomatic efforts should. Second grammar pattern, subjunctive where in future hypotheticals. For example, were this trajectory to continue, clean energy could dominate global power generation. This inverted structure using were plus infinitive expresses a hypothetical future condition more formally than if this trajectory were to continue. Practice tip. Today, practice converting informal conditional sentences into their formal equivalents. For example, transform "if the talks fail" into "should the talks fail." This skill is valuable for TOEFL writing tasks that require academic register. That concludes today's TOEFL English practice. Keep practicing every day to improve your English skills.